Speak your mind. Speak your mind.
No, I'm good.
Okay. So right now all we need to do is find an airplane and a monkey and make our thumbnails. As long as you're alive.
Nobody gives a fuck about you.
No one cares about you, James. Let's be real. Except for me, your father.
Alright, we in this bitch. We in it to win it.
It's that time of the week to just start yapping again. Tuesday night, it's like 5:30, so most of the work day is finished. Me and Jamo just wrapped up our trade targets video. Good, it's high energy. We yelled a lot.
So by the time people will be watching this vlog, I think it'll be Thanksgiving. My math is right. So happy Thanksgiving to everyone that's watching this. That'll be pretty exciting. That's kind of the biggest thing that's coming to my mind for what's coming in the office this week. They probably talked about what's going on in the business.
At the beginning of September, I bought tickets to go see Drake in New Orleans because I already missed the opportunity to go see him when he was in MSG here. I really wanted to see him, so I bought tickets to go see him in New Orleans because that was the cheapest way to go see him. Performance was supposed to be on September 20th, and this motherfucker postponed it.
I've had both my mom and my best friend within the last week tell me that they haven't seen me / feel like they haven't talked to me in months.
Trivia.
Since then, I've been sitting on these tickets. I haven't been refunded because it didn't get canceled. It got rescheduled, but there was no date for it. So I'm just sitting on these blank tickets that have no fucking value to them. Finally, Drake and J. Cole announced a rescheduled date for January 29th. So I'm gonna be in New Orleans.
You know in like movies when like someone goes into a different like realm? I don't know how to explain it.
I've waited years. How many years? By now it must be.
It's 23 years, 4 months, 8 days.
That's how I feel during the football season, except real life is passing by, you know? I'm like, yeah, the outside world is not really happening. We'll just pick things back up. Case in point, I gotta call my mom. You guys should call your mom. Call your mom if you can still. I'm gonna call her.
Football, what we do for a living, but
I don't know who's coming with me. I've been slipping the idea to Nick, trying to get him to go. Be like, hey, it's gonna be end of the football year. We're not gonna have a whole lot to do. It's gonna be cold as shit here. We don't wanna be here in January. Are you serious? That's the worst month to be in New York. Let's go to New Orleans where it's warm, close to the equator. We're gonna go see fucking Drake and J. Cole. First person shooter mode, you know what it is. So that's what I'm working on actually in this office. Subtly, inch by inch, brick by brick, I'm gonna get him to go to New Orleans with me. Otherwise, I'm going by myself. Or I'm just gonna invite someone random on the street and hope that they're chill. I would like to not go by myself. If you're listening to this and you live in New Orleans, or you're willing to go to New Orleans end of January to see Drake, sound off in the comments down below.
What's going on this week? Nothing too out of the ordinary, I would say. One of my favorite parts of maybe last week into this week was a podcast that Jack Settleman and I do together called Big Content, where we just talk about content, social media, and the platforms, etc. We hired a producer to come on, part-time producer. His name is Will. Really cool kid, hardworking dude, good resume. He's gonna help us kind of take Big Content to the next level, hopefully. Add a little bit more organization, because me and Jack are so busy during the football season that we kind of need help tying up loose ends on this. Posting, staying organized, topics, all this kind of stuff becomes a lot. And what's crazy is we started in September of last year. I thought we had been doing the podcast for like 6 months. It turns out we've been doing it for 1 year and 2 months already, which is nuts. It doesn't feel that long. Maybe it's because we only do 1 episode a week, I guess, but that kind of blew my mind a little bit. And it just goes to show, like, when you're doing these things, man, they just take a long time. Good things take very, very, very long to build. You know, when you're doing things that you're enjoying, like that podcast, for instance, the topic and the content in it is something I enjoy wholeheartedly. The time just kind of flows by, you know? There's no like end goal to it, right? Like, I'm not trying to get us anywhere. I'm not trying to make it a career. I'm not trying to like do any of that stuff. It's just an expression of who I am at this point, the things that I like doing and talking about. Been enjoyable, but I do put a little bit more grease into the wheels and see where we could take it, because I believe in what we're talking about and I believe in the message that we're trying to bring to people. But all that to say, we need a little bit of help during football season.
Some exciting news on the editing front. I don't know if anybody actually gives a shit, but we are using this new software called Autopod, which helps automatically remove silences in long form videos and also works really nice with multi-camera views. And that's huge because that is going to automate most of my job to the point where I do nothing here. That's what we want to do. We had a meeting the other week about things that are most important. And we were all writing down ideas that we wanted to work on as a company, I basically just wrote down my job description and then put the word automated in front of it, right? I want to automate the editing process in its entirety. So that way I can kind of just sit back, relax, do a whole bunch of nothing, you know what I mean? It's the American dream. So in all seriousness, this is hopefully going to help us in the production side of things, help us get a higher quality video out for you guys on not only just trivia, but like Thursday night previews. You know, if I spend less time doing the tedious editing, then I can work on more graphics. I don't even know. I'd have so much time, I don't even know what I'd be doing with it, but
this week's probably gonna be a grind for us because we gotta make double the content now so that while we're all off next week for Turkey Day, us making trivia videos, us making fantasy videos, you know who to start, you know who to sit, so on and so forth in your lineups. We're back on trivia. That's one thing. We've been struggling with views on TikTok. I would say ever since the season started, September, October, we still have decent videos, but we used to get like 300, 4,000, 500,000 views a pop. Any day, anytime, doesn't matter what we post, when we post. Now, start of the season kind of cut back a little bit because I think there's just so much focus on fantasy. Not everyone cares about trivia as much, which is for good reason. But we've upped the content a little bit lately. We've changed it around. We've upped the templates, the designs, the games, the brand itself as far as colors goes and what we want to represent and look like.
They're a little bit basic. They're not like super in-depth. We didn't redo the logo or anything, but going with a specific group of both fonts and colors from now on for everything that we do. We have an official color palette now for the company, as well as different fonts and brand typefaces that we have. The differences between them, you could always mix and match them. They'll be usable on any type of like graphic, but some of the things that we do, depending on how big the animation is or how big the graphic is for like a trivia or something, you're going to want to use different style of fonts for it to be easier for the users to see. This is going to be our color palette going forward. We have these 5 colors as the base ones on top. We have the navy on the left, we have cream as the second one, cotton candy blue, cotton candy pink, and then a gray. And then on top of these, you can always use black and white. Those are like primary colors, so those are always usable in any type of graphic or animation that we want to use. There's also the secondary shade of each of these colors on the bottom. So you see on like the cream one, you have the darker one on the bottom, on the blue and pink, whatever, you have the darker ones as well. That in itself, if you ever make a trivia, the pink is like too bright, it's gonna be really hard for them to see the cream on top of the pink. You could always go with the darker color of the pink shade and it will still kind of resonate with the brand and still go with that and make it easier for the consumer to see.
You could see it in our engagement and views, and we're back to getting 200,000, 300,000, 400,000 views, and I think that's seen positive feedback. Other news is happening. Me and Gut officially applied to an apartment in Jersey City. I'm very excited for that. Hopefully we get approved. Cannot wait to get out of the office. Going on like 4 or 5 months here, whatever it is, July 1st to a good 4.5 months deep. That'll be super fun. Again, got to see if we're approved. That really comes down to it all.
this Thursday, we're gonna go to the Caps Off office and we're gonna do a live stream with the Caps Off boys. I'm not entirely sure what that entails, but it's Ravens versus Bengals. So that's a huge game. We finally have a good Thursday night game. This entire year, we've been previewing Thursday night games and we got Patriots games, Commanders games, Bears games. It's not great. This week though, week 11, we finally have a great game. So we're gonna make it special. We're gonna ham it up, going over to Caps Off, do a live stream there. That should be exciting. Should have wrote down more shit to say. I have no idea what I'm fucking yapping about. That's all we be doing, just yapping.
I'm at the point now. We're at week 11 of the football season, slowly starting to get ready for the football season to be over. And I know a lot of you guys are football fans. And you're like, what do you mean? How can you say that? The amount of work and preparation that we do here internally around football starts to make the sport a little bit less enjoyable than the normal sport football viewer. We are just talking about it, thinking about it, researching, editing, filming, everything football every day for at this point into the season, it's only 3 months. So this year, since before the NFL draft. So you get to a point where you lack creativity because it's very cyclical and you talk and do the same shows kind of every week. You talk about a lot of the same things. So kind of at that point, been very head down. It's been one of the more, if not most enjoyable football seasons I've had in quite a long time because I'm enjoying the work that I'm doing, but I've just been very heads down.
As of right now, 10, 11 weeks into the football season, if your fantasy team's struggling, this is the time to dial in, to lock in, to step the fuck up because you're running short on time. If you want to make a playoff push, you got to turn around fast. Trust me, I ain't perfect either. There's a couple of my leagues where I'm just shipped it off, you know. I'm not tanking the league. I'm not going to be someone that makes a horrible trade, but I know when to cut my losses and not stress anymore if I'm going to make it or not. Just accept it's over.
I'm just getting really excited for the offseason. You get to start to decide the direction of the business. This offseason in particular, we're moving into the new office space, which is going to be so fucking fun. Literally cannot like overstate how excited I am to move into that place and just like what the energy is going to be in there. That's going to be fantastic. And a lot of what the offseason is like making sure that your next season is fun and you switch things around and you get to reflect on this season. You say like, hey, you know, I started to get burnt out like week 10 or 11. What can I do better next season in order to figure out how does that not happen? We haven't had a full offseason together with this team at all. The interns came in a week or two into July. They kind of came in and hit the ground running right into football season, but we haven't had a full like January through June through July, August type of stretch where there's nothing that's super time sensitive. So we get to let our minds kind of run wild a little bit. So I'm really looking forward to that. Yeah, that's it for now. We'll check back in on Friday.
I love how you guys track that on the like on the betting odds.
She got 211 though, so it's like, is that a great deal?
Yeah.
Great work. Someone who understands how difficult it is to be in that seat, I really respect that deal that you made. We're always watching film. You know?
You guys just have film rolling all the time.
How do we get better? I have no idea why this is the case. This is the no matter what time of day, anytime. If you turn the TV on, it's 24/7 deal or no deal. Like we didn't do that purposely, just for no reason. That's it all the time. Yeah, I'm recording.
Your glasses are recording what? You. What, you like your phone sees or what you're...
No, like I'm recording right now. Back up. You shouldn't have scared me.
I don't believe you.
Are you gonna use this as game film? That's wild. You're gonna watch like facial expressions and trivia? No nothing. All right, Super Bowl prediction. Who's your MVP?
My MVP's fucking Stroud.
Super Bowl MVP prediction?
No, both.
I want Stroud to win MVP. I don't think they'll give it to him. I don't think they want him to win it, but I keep should.
I mean, 12 wins. Like, they would probably have to win out.
You don't think he could?
You have a ridiculously easy schedule.
The rest of the schedule is probably the division a bunch of times, and then what?
Arizona, Jacksonville, Denver, Jets, Titans, Browns, Titans, Colts.
Dude, they're winning.
Oh my God.
They're winning out. They're
The
winning.
scariest one's high ankle sprain to
They're
Sean.
not winning out. They like should go 5-3.
I bet on them to win the division.
What are they, 5-4 right now?
The problem, he's not going to win it though over like the Mahomes types who go fucking. 13
It's Hurts season. Do you think Lamar's getting overrated? I saw Shannon Sharp call his ass out.
He's not doing anything statistically though. He won't win MVP.
You know what I think it is? I think Lamar can beat up on NFC teams that have never seen him before, but then like he faces his division, and it feels like they have ownage on him.
Oh, did you see that stat? He's like undefeated versus NFC teams or some
Yeah.
bullshit.
I think Josh Dobbs is.
Facts.
He's like
Dude,
actually the most valuable fucking player on every team he steps on.
does he like deserve comeback player of the year?
Probably.
I mean,
Like, that's the thing. He hasn't really came back, but it's
Do
like,
they have a most improved player?
no, they should. But that would easily be
Never
him.
like came to a conclusion.
But like, he came
No.
back from like being out of the league, you could argue.
We said there should be a most improved award and call it the Josh Dobbs award.
All right, real quick, Super Bowl picks. Entering week 11,
Niners are back, so.
November 14th, Niners for Tony, Nick.
I'm gonna do a fun prediction and a bad and a good one.
Do like a brain and gut one.
I'm going Dolphins Lions for my fun one.
Over.
Dolphins Lions.
Wait, who wins? That matters.
Lions.
Damn.
That's the most fun outcome, having a Lions Super Bowl party.
If I had to like put my life on the line right now, the Niners would represent the NFC. AFC.
Life on the line, you gotta go Chiefs, I feel like, but it's almost too obvious.
It doesn't feel like
Well,
there's.
who's like their biggest?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It feels like it might be the Dolphins if they got on their shit.
I just don't. I don't see the Ravens being the Chiefs in the playoffs.
Dude, the Texans next year are going to be like everyone's pick. Everyone is going to pick them.
What about Cincy? Are we just writing Cincy off too quick?
No, it's just their schedule's tough.
What if they make the playoffs?
Oh, yeah. Cincy's like probably. Like if I had to bet money and you can't tell me and I can't do the Chiefs in the AFC, probably go Bengals.
Fuck it. I'm gonna take the Bengals.
Dude,
Bengals.
Bengals to win their division is like plus 450.
They're like down games already.
Yeah.
Those guys is why.
I don't know, rest of the season.
Yeah, I'm with. Let's go Bengals, Niners, but also Dolphins, Lions. And then-
Lions over Dolphins, Bengals
No, I'm
winning.
taking the Niners over the Bengals.
And CJ Stroud for MVP on record done.
What would be your worst matchup? Like mine would be like,
Cowboys, Chiefs.
Like
I was gonna say Cowboys Ravens.
that would be fucking gross. Like a realistic but bad matchup.
Yeah.
Actually, I wouldn't mind a rematch. I just wouldn't love it. Eagles, Chiefs.
Yeah, I kind of don't want to see the Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
I never do.
I did for a while, but like they're not.
I was rooting for them
they're not really
when
fun to watch. watching.
Brady was on the Patriots, but then they became the Patriots.
Before they won.
Yeah.
I wouldn't hate the Cowboys.
I want to share the wealth.
I feel like the Browns have to be the pick from the AFC.
That would be gas. Comeback player of the year, Watson. Have to give it to him.
You would have to.
Super Bowl MVP to Sean Watson.
Dude, imagine. Do you think they'd give it to him?
I just don't see a world where he would win the MVP. I feel like they'd just give it to Myles Garrett or someone. Garrett gets like 1 sack.
Garrett, 0 sacks. Super Bowl.
Yeah. That would be crazy. They did it without Nick Chubb. All right. I got the Jags. It was always the Jags. Duval. Here to hear my Justin Herbert rant.
Yeah, air it out.
One says Herbert's overrated. Keenan Allen's questionable. He's about to walk into the Packers, who I admit are a bad team. But Jalen Guyton's wide receiver 1 now. This is ridiculous. What do you want the guy to do? He's always healthy at least. Joe Burrow last night broke his wrist, got a boo-boo out the season. Justin Herbert last year, week 2, cracked rib. Got up and played that rest of the game and the rest of the way. I don't hear any excuses. No crying here. Just he deserves a little respect, regardless of record. Caps off. This is at you. Stop disrespecting the man. Tua's got everything he needs in the world. Pull up Guts' chart that he sent in the group chat of accuracy for quarterbacks. Because that shit made Tua look like he was throwing to NFL players versus high school, and he still wasn't that accurate. Versus Herbert, the separation is me versus NFL players, and he still hit me right in the fucking chest. I'm done. Cut the film.
It feels like you're already defending
I'm putting
Herbert's
that-
terrible game against the Packers.
No, fuck it. I'll put him as my gold spread.
You should.
I'm going down with them. I'm
Do
riding
it.
or dying.
Wait for Keenan Allen to be ruled out, and then you'll get like Packers only -1 or something.
Chargers plus points. Dude, Keenan Allen's everything to them. Austin Eckler's having a day, isn't he?
Number 1 fantasy running back this week?
No Keenan Allen? I mean, how do you not? Even though I got Christian McCaffrey and deal or no deal. CMC's always number 1. All right, enough.
Looking at their matchups, I was like, there's never a bad week to use Tua and Tyreek.
Sure. I feel like the weeks that Miami plays lesser opponents, they're like very easy to anticipate when they're going to beat the shit out of an opponent.
No, I've already bet Miami -12.
Same.
Like, I think that's probably going to make my slip somewhere.
It's 12.
Dude, actually, so Tommy, check this out too. When they know they have an easy opponent, they want to get these guys. Every time Tyreek has come off a game, which isn't like a smash game, it's absolute eat.
Yeah.
It's absolute eat. 157, 181, and whatever this week's going to be, 200.
I don't want to help you out, but I feel like you're playing with fire, not going with Tua and Tyreek here.
Am I though? Like, Stroud's been so fucking good that, like, so they do play the Commanders, which might be nice.
Because of Sam House shootout?
Yeah.
That's not a bad one, but also,
The Broncos like not a good matchup anymore.
no, their defense is kind of good now.
They're not. They're definitely not the home run that they used to be.
Yeah.
Denver
Texas
for,
also played the Titans twice.
Oh, okay.
Brother, just take Tua and Tyreek.
I think I
Just be done with it.
And Mostert, all 3.
Vlog number 1. Check. Okay, so for a note on the vlogs for the internal teams, like, you guys already know this, but the reason those things are so fucking important, like, they might not get as many views as some of the other videos. They still do well. That kind of stuff, like, that type of piece of content is so important for us, not just to just, like, show ourselves. It's not for us, but that type of stuff is the reason why a year from now, other people are going to want to move here and fucking sleep on a couch for 6 months because they want to be a part of the story. You know, like that is the type of stuff. It makes recruiting easier. It makes people who are really, really talented want to come and work for us because they buy into the story. Like, that's why that type of content is so important for us. Like, when you get onto an app or a website or something, experience is something pleasant, and there's back-end people who actually like set up the logistics of the website or the app or whatever, and there's full stack who know how to do both of them at the same time. Jail's full stack. But more importantly, it's like, if you're CTO and we're building all these things out, he knows how to look for the right person to put in place. So it's like understanding of how to communicate with developers. Here's budget, like, go build the team or something. Go find freelancers, React or Rails versus JavaScript versus Python, and like, to us, I don't know what that means. I don't even know who I'm looking for.
Right.
Like, I can come up with an idea. It's like, this is what I want to make real life, but I don't know what kind of person I'm looking for to actually build it out. With JL, it's like, cool. It's like, you might be a talented coder, which is important, obviously. I need you to know how to, like, fix things if they break.
Right.
But that was not, like, the number one priority for me. It was more like having someone I trust just as a person, one, also trust that can communicate to understand what we need. I give you ideas, and you know exactly what we need based on those ideas. You know the people we need, you know, like, the time frame we need, all that kind of stuff. And that is, like, priceless and something that people in our industry don't invest in, which is why I think over the next, like, couple of years, we are going to, like, separate ourselves tremendously through product.
There's not many people probably that check the boxes of full stack, understanding all that, going to do that, but then also have, like, fantasy understanding the barrier you're talking about language-wise, right?
Yep. It's like, how many companies in the space have that? Top of my head, it's like
the fantasy footballers like player profile, maybe that's it. And there are companies that have it that don't have like marketing distribution. Right. Like, and we'll have both now with those. But we'll have both soundly within like the next 2 years, and that will like skyrocket us. Yeah, it's exciting shit.
Hang.
First things first, you call your mom yet?
No. I gotta call my mom. I gotta call her. I really do. She's gonna kill me.
So it's Thanksgiving. You guys are watching this. Happy Thanksgiving to you. We really appreciate you guys enjoying the first vlog and just enjoying being part of the BDGE fans, audience, crew, whatever you want to call it. So again, we're grateful for you guys. We're grateful for Joe, who's behind the camera, who made the first vlog. So if you like these, shout out to him. Since it's Thanksgiving, I'll be out of town. I'm going to Philly. Tony
Going to Boston. Thank God, because I mean, J-Mo needs to get out of this office. He's been living here for like 6 months now. He's officially gone like stir crazy. We just don't say anything about it. You know, it's just normal J-Mo now. A little wonky because you can't blame the kid for living here, you know? I mean, I'm excited getting out of here, and I don't even have the fucked up situation of living in the office.
Guts, he'll be back home in Philly as well. Nick, I don't know what he's doing. I don't have his plans.
Everyone's leaving me, but I'll be here alone. So if anyone wants to pull up, open doors.
Things are going pretty well. Sunday Slips is feeling good. I still got a good lead. It feels like me and Nick are in a tier above.
There is a tier gap. It's me 6 or 7 points above Nick, and then Nick might be like 15 points above like J-Mo and Gut.
I feel like we're all
But,
like 10 apart. Like Gut and J-Mo, 10.
Well, no, J-Mo's only like 4 above Gut.
Are you saying there's a realistic chance for him to lose, or no, not really?
Nah, really.
Okay.
It's not unrealistic. My picks this week, though, like I would buy my premium package for sure. You want to subscribe to my package, my premium?
Trying to avoid getting sent across the globe, so I think I'm okay.
I'll give you a free week trial.
I'd be so surprised if it's not J-Mo and Gut going on some dumbass trip at the end of the year. I definitely have some ideas. I don't know if I want to spill them all. I think if J-Mo's one of the guys going, which he probably is, I kind of want to take it easier on him. I don't know. For some reason, J-Mo's the one I feel bad.
With J-Mo, it might be like Tucson, you know?
That's a
I'm on a
vacation.
goddamn vacation.
Tucson sucks, dude.
Yeah, but that's a vacation relative
No,
to
it's
like,
not.
this trip.
That's where he would go if you got final say. I want to see him in Tucson, Arizona.
He'd probably love it there.
Yeah.
There's nothing to do.
Like, I think J-Mo will be miserable regardless. I think I'm more looking for Gut's reaction.
Yeah.
Nick and Gut, I will send to the worst places of America. I don't give a shit.
I will say, if he ends up in the bottom 2, it's gonna be a lot worse.
Where are you going to send me?
If it was you,
Yeah.
oh, I'd pick somewhere gross. Gary, Indiana.
Like Flint, Michigan. type
Flint,
shit?
Michigan,
Yeah.
like somewhere fucking bummy.
It's fine. I'm not showing mercy to anyone because none of you guys would show mercy to me. So
No, that's fair.
I'm just gonna look up like 3 most violent cities and then probably just pick one of those. Make them get into some fights out on the street.
I would be freaking out if I was Gut and J-Mo.
You would be?
Yeah. Like, I'd be buying picks to avoid.
You'd be signing up for the
Yeah.
package.
So I hadn't watched the vlog yet, and I was sitting here watching the game with J-Mo, and I asked him if he had anything on the game. Like, not knowing context, or he doesn't really bet. He starts telling me he doesn't really like to bet, and he kind of really proceeds, it just like wears on him. So to your point, yeah, he's
It
fretting
is.
over this pretty big
Okay.
time. Yeah. He's like, I really don't want to do this. Like, I really got to try to. It was pretty awesome.
J-Mo's going to make a comeback. Like, there's no way that this competition just plays out as smoothly as it has so
100%
far.
will. J-Mo's the only person I would
I'll send you to Hawaii and make you wear 3 jackets the whole time. We're not here to scare, we're just here to execute. Gut picked Cam Akers RB1 week 1. Could have picked anyone in the world. Once he did that though, he set the tone for the year. It was more like, I want to make it fun. I don't want to pick the right ones. It's like, you're going to lose.
Yeah, we
Competition.
established the punishment from the beginning.
Yeah.
For him to be Gut, for you to like not take it seriously, man.
We also have an exciting guest in the office coming Tuesday. Great almighty Matt.
So we're excited to see him back. He's crawling back from ESPN. We're hoping to make some content with him and some trivia because you guys know he's a trivia goat.
Hopefully his ball knowledge hasn't fallen off since leaving.
He's got to ask his boss at ESPN if he can because contract issues. I don't fucking know. Some bullshit. ESPN's scared of BDGE.
I think we might host a little Friendsgiving, order some Virgils, bomb ass barbecue. We wanted to go get Korean barbecue, but apparently it's not gluten free, and you know, Korean barbecue could be the end of J-Mo, so we're not gonna risk it. It's unfortunate because Korean barbecue's so good.
The Friendsgiving Tuesday, that's all.
Yeah, okay.
Friendsgiving as in here, the Korean barbecue thing.
I might have lied.
We got some bad news.
I might have lied when I said it's gluten free.
Probably not, yeah.
Damn.
It don't hurt,
So much
but
cross-contamination. Is it worth the pain though?
No.
What do you mean?
So your girl lied?
No, I didn't ask the girl.
Let me hold on.
Oh, you lied to me.
No, I just asked the internet. I got mixed reviews.
Yeah, but I asked you, did the girl eat there? And you're like, yeah.
Did I say that?
And then I was like, oh, so I can eat there. And you're like,
Then I lied, yeah. I 100% lied.
sweet. All right.
Steve has had Korean barbecue. We can do Korean barbecue.
I just texted him.
Okay.
So the whole thing was a lie?
It was a guesstimation. It was a lie that I asked the girl. The girl has no, I don't.
We'll
I
get to
never
the
asked
bottom of it. Don't worry.
What was the point in that? What did you get out of that? Estimation.
Yeah, you were gonna go. I was gonna get you out of the fucking office for
I
once.
said I'll go to Cellar Dog again.
What are you gonna get out of that? I'm just gonna hang out with you, JMO. I'm craving it so much. There's nothing better than just sitting around the table and just eating meat with dudes. There's just not a better bonding experience than that. We can't do Korean barbecue, but we'll order some barbecue in. Sit around in a circle, be thankful, all that shit. JMO's gonna lead us in a prayer.
I say prayer before we eat.
Yeah.
Deal.
Okay.
It's gonna be a good time. So it's the holiday season. It's a good time of the year. It's good to catch up. It's a refresher as the season kind of coming to an end, at least the fantasy season.
Meetings this week have been pretty busy as we're prepping for kind of where BDG itself is going moving forward. Outside of the season, just as a company as a whole, every week we have a meeting on how to make the trivias better. And the meetings are my favorite thing because we just all get together and just spew out cool ass ideas. Some of them are stupid, some of them are awesome. And that's kind of my favorite part, to just make fun of each other for the bad ideas that are thrown out, take the good ones that are created and really see it come into fruition and see it be made in the next video for you guys to enjoy and give us feedback as well. So that's why I really like the meetings.
JMO loves meeting. They're his favorite part of the week.
JMO's been on his meeting grind. I've never seen someone more excited to go into meetings than JMO. He acts like going into meetings is going into like a game situation. All week, all we hear about is JMO hyping himself up to get into these meetings. He's like, I can't wait for this trivia meeting. Like, I have so many ideas. I have so much to say.
The greatest meeting of the week. JMO's been really, really excited for. He's like literally talks about it nonstop.
No, the meetings are like my favorite time of the week.
Let me start off on a positive note here. JMO's been crushing trivia. I feel like he's on like a 20 trivia streak, you know?
All right, well, JMO takes it down. Flawless performance, offensive rookie of the year.
JMO, the clean sweep.
I won't say this to him, and I won't say good job to him in real life, but he is teetering on Matt level. He's putting on some fucking shows. Maybe I'm just getting worse. Maybe I'm just a fucking scrub, but JMO's been wiping the floor in trivia. There's an air of confidence about him, you know? He just locks in, goes goblin mode on trivia, and there's just nothing I can do. Where JMO is not performing those in our meetings. It's kind of ironic. Like, no one likes meetings at work, right? You know what? I do like the meeting. The meetings they're kind of fun internally. We're just kind of trying to figure shit out together, right? It never feels like a waste of time. Like, we don't have meetings just for the sake of meetings. They're quick, they're organized, they're like, this is what we're doing in them, hit it, be done with it. And I think JMO feels a sense of like we're building something together when we have these meetings. They're like his favorite. Every time I walk into the office, he's like, big meeting today, big meeting today. It's like the first thing every day.
And it's all week long, and then we finally get in the meeting. It's a little underwhelming, you know?
They kind of make fun of me for liking it because sometimes I'll hype it up and then I just sit there and don't actually contribute because I'm just listening to their ideas. So I'm sure they'll shit on me for that, because sometimes I'll, again, hype it up and then be quiet.
He underperformed a little bit, but the conversation got put in a direction more towards like editing and things we can do to help in that aspect, which isn't JMO. JMO's more of how do we get more engagement in these TikToks. So he was practicing his 3-point shot all week, and then he just was like never really open. The ball never really got kicked to him, so he didn't get a lot of shots up.
You know what? I'm not even gonna talk about his meeting performance. He's been stepping up towards the end. He comes in clutch when we need him to. All right.
I think it was disappointing on his end. At the end of the meeting, when we kind of circled back around to whatever JMO wanted to talk about, he took a nice shot.
I knew my role. You guys were talking about editing. I just sat back, kept quiet, stayed rested. At the end, we needed a closer. Pulled up the jumper, hit the winner. That's what mattered.
He called it a game winner. It was like, we were already up by 3, so you know. Maybe you want to say it was the dagger shot at the end, but game winner might have been a little bit of a stretch.
Look at Coach. He's mad. He's mad. He's mad as star players proving him wrong. Going out of the system, playing ISO ball.
When you hit a game winner.
What do you mean? He just won the call.
Because I hung up on that.
So you're, okay.
Okay, what?
Selfish coach.
What? Yeah, I'll take credit. I drew up the plays. I got on the court and executed the play also. While you were sitting on the goddamn bench.
We're supposed to be a team.
He's-
No, I and team.
Wait, no. He's a fucking practice hero. All week in practice, he's lighting up. Can't wait for the meeting. Can't wait for the meeting. Gonna dominate the meeting.
What happens? Tip off, walks off the court.
I gotta play the game how it's played. The script doesn't go how I think it is. I'm not just gonna stick to my game plan and ruin it for all of us.
What was your game plan?
To dominate.
How'd that
To
go?
give my piece, but I waited to the end. If I went in the beginning and just interrupted when you guys were talking about editing,
I'm just saying, there's a
my
lot.
role
There was
was
a lot of excitement leading up.
I got a meeting. I gotta talk to JL.
But I know that he came in here and had a meeting with JL and absolutely dominated that meeting.
Damian Pierce was like the #1 back for this team. As you can see, he had 50% of snap, or 49, 47, 54, 59, 59. Dropped to 35.
I don't know exactly what they were talking about, but I just heard JMO throwing out demands and JL just being like, yep, okay, good to know. JL was getting dominated. All of the pent up energy that JMO had going into the trivia meeting, and he wasn't able to get out there, he just took it out on JL.
And that's what I need to decipher of what's going on in the backfield. What is the team doing as far as usage goes? I feel like not every just casual watcher, if you're watching Red Zone, you can't pick up on unless you're in here doing this.
Right. Meetings have now become like a competitive thing around here for some reason. Now we're throwing out buzzwords like hard stop. You show up to the meeting, I have a hard stop at 10:30. That's a power move right off the bat, you know?
I got something at 10:45. If we can make this.
Got a hard stop. You're gonna lead that too. Wow, hard stop, nice. I like that we're integrating more corporate words into the.
I got a hard stop at 10:05.
Got lunch at 11.
Shows dominance, being like, let's circle back around to it. That's a killer move. That gets him every time. It's fun. It's somehow become gamified like everything else here.
What else we had going on? I had a call today with the designer for the new office space, and it's coming together really, really well. We got a new design given to us based off some of the feedback that we gave her last time, and now we integrated some new parts that we thought we needed. So now I think we're gonna be able to bring the ping pong table into the new design, right? I thought we were gonna have to get rid of it so that we could fit an extra mini studio to film from. It doesn't feel like that's gonna have to be the case. I think we could get the best of all the worlds, which is huge for me because like ping pong's the one thing I know that I could just like dominate. And I'm gonna get in there and be like, hey, we're keeping track of records and everything, you know? We'll see who's the first one in the office to beat me. We had a meeting for that. So we're just kind of working through like, how do we want to set up the large studio set within the office space? Because I think there's like a lot of dynamics at play. We film a lot of different things. Like we have the individual office here that we film in. We have the trivia out there that we film in. We have the other like multi-person studio that me and Jack do like big content in, and some other people do some streams in there. And now that we're combining like two companies in one office space, it's like build out the best set that works for all of these things. So that's probably the last step of this that we have to figure out before we kind of just start ordering everything. We had one meeting today internally where it was kind of a continuation of the product brainstorm that we had a few weeks ago with JL. JL led the meeting today.
Anytime he's in a meeting, it's about bigger picture things. Like I said, we have the weekly ones for trivia, but the boss steps in. That means the company's taken some big step in one direction or another.
Who kind of gave us the rundown on all the projects that are coming up for us and what's most important.
We just explained to the rest of the team the decisions that we've been making over the last couple of weeks in terms of what products we're going to move forward with. And I think it was important because we want to make sure that they feel like we're all on the same page here.
Or he asked us where we want to go as well. We're very team oriented and we kind of just follow those steps moving forward after that meeting.
So I think that meeting went really, really well. And I think we kind of like solidified what the North Star of what we're trying to create here, essentially.
Build a system that we can kind of replicate throughout different aspects of our business and kind of streamline a lot of these. I don't even know what the fuck I'm saying anymore. I don't know how to explain that fucking meeting.
And I think at the end of the day, what we want to do here is create a system or a playbook that we can continue to use internally, but also, you know, expand and share it with the world in a sense. The perfect playbook for individual creators, small to medium size creator-led businesses, and that's like A through Z, from the content creation process, editing, filming, producing, all the way through the product process. And we're trying to build out what we think would be, again, the perfect playbook for that, experiment with it, and then repeat that over and over and over again within the branches of BDGE until we've, in essence, perfected it, and then we can kind of share it with the outside world and build whatever we want that way, right? So we're trying to build things out in a way that allows us to replicate it from this niche to this niche to this niche, whether it's fantasy football, but more specifically dynasty fantasy football, and then like trivia is something that we are doing daily here internally. But if we wanted to start doing another topic, if JMO wanted to start making content on dinosaurs, guess what? We will have the playbook for him to be able to build out a life or a business or media brand around that. So I think that's what our ultimate North Star is, being able to help and kind of change the landscape of like the playbook of how to scale as a creator. We wanted to make sure that we like vocalize that to the team and they understood the bigger picture of what we're actually working towards. So that was a fun meeting.
That meeting was so intense. It felt like a billion things were being thrown at us at once. It was good. It was good in terms of the direction of this company. So that's good. I'm not sure what else to say. JMO fucking came in here, compared us to like dinosaurs or some shit.
Last week I compared the crew to Batman villains. This week I'm comparing us to dinosaurs. Not just any dinosaurs. These are dinosaurs that Nick owns. He keeps them in the office. He just brings them out and about, spreads them out. And since they're just sitting there, I'm gonna compare us all to one of them. First off, this one to me is Gut. It's got a hard head, dome head. It's just very hard up there, but there might not be a lot of thinking in there. It's a perfect comparison. If you ask me, this screams Gutterstein. JL, I've talked about him briefly. He's very calm, very smart, very different from all of us because I feel like we're all just pick it up and go, and JL's very planned out, and he's a perfect yin to our yang as far as planning and pacing goes. He's this eloquent, sweet dinosaur that doesn't want any trouble and is just a great contributor and team member to all of us. Tony, he's the fruity dinosaur, the one that has a sus looking pose, call it what it is. He is the tallest of us all. He's 6'5". This dinosaur is the tallest. This is, not gonna lie, isn't based off personality. It's straight looks. It's just looks and feels like Tony. Sexy will give the Triceratops. He's just a little different. These guys all look and just feel like a dinosaur. This guy just feels like he stands out. He sits out. Oddball. That it's just, if you know Sexy, if you've been part of BDGE, you know he's different from us. He's the Triceratops. Me, I'm just one of these two T-Rexes. I like the green one because he was the OG dinosaur. And then Nick, how could I get the boss man? There's all these members, all these dinosaurs. This one, he's an outcast. This is for our next employee that we hire. Maybe this is Joe behind the camera that you guys can't see. This is Nick, the baby. He tries to lead us all. He tries to act like a big man, but I know you guys just see us all sit on the couch most of the time, but if you line us all up, this is the size comparison of us compared to Nick. Pretends to be the big man. He is a big man. In reality, when it comes to physicality, he's the shortest of us all. He's our point guard and our starting five. That's our dinosaurs of the week. Comment down below because me and Joe are scrambling to come up to compare us to what else you guys want to see as comp to Superman villains, Spider-Man villains, whatever it may be. I'm out.
Sometimes he just like daydreams about fucking dinosaurs or whatever he daydreams about throughout the rest of them.
Excited for week 11 or what?
That's so much on the line. The Sunday slip. Too much on the line. Can I change my pick? The Chargers -3. Too late.
You actually like the Chargers, huh?
Is Keenan Allen playing? Expected to play. They're still gonna win like 40.
You can explain yourself or what?
It's not much to explain. It speaks for itself. You see the Jets moved up to 8.5.
Yeah, you took them at a bad number. Dude, there were actually hella spreads that moved.
Why did it move a 1.5 overnight?
I have no clue. Who got ruled out?
No, Wilson's questionable. I saw a report that was like they might play some more younger players, but I feel like that's so like flimsy to just move it a 1.5. Makes me sick.
Yeah, there was another spread that moved hella. The Bears became bigger dogs. It's at 8 now.
Wasn't it at 7.5 though?
I think it was like, maybe it was 7.5, but I thought it was like 7. But you took the Titans +7.
They're 6.5.
They moved down to 6.5.
Sharp as shit. Hang.
Yeah, they did.
Which originally they were at 12.5 when I first made my slip. So
Pittsburgh's now at 2.
is that good for you? I can't do that math in my head to know if I should be talking shit right now or not.
I don't think it means anything. It's like not as significant.
DTR gonna fucking ruin you regardless.
Vikings also hit the 3. They were under 3. Now they're +3 against the Broncos. I should have taken Broncos as the Browns. They're so winning that game. Game day, baby. Look alive. Devontae Adams and Devin Singletary, both 1 touchdown each.
I'm totally gonna pick a player that scores like 3.5 fantasy points probably.
That's just what I'm banking on.
I heard a lot of chirping that my Devontae Adams deal was I was selling the tournament there.
What's the chirping at now?
The comeback starting with CMC.
29 more points from him. My odds.
It's a good start.
Devin Singletary. I mean, you got everything you could ask for out of Singletary and Adams.
How did he finish?
Played the deals well.
They each put up like 18. Mingo put up 6 yards.
0.6, yeah. Divide that by 10, please.
That's a CMC. That's why he's number one for a reason. Always got a shot.
The Niners should sit their starters now. Game's over.
Over the middle of the field. Right open is Kincaid, and he tiptoes for the first inning.
Any chance you make a comeback with a touchdown here?
You eating cream pies, brother. You eating that oatmeal. The goat meal.
Edges, you throw it underneath her.
Not looking good.